it's not necessarily a surprise that Drake Powell's not returning to North Carolina next year. I mean, we talk about it all the time with the portal and how fast it moves and how anything just kind of goes in there now. And it's not necessarily a surprise that he wanted to test the waters. The surprise for me, and I think for us as a collective, is just when you look at the sample size of freshman season, a lot to like about Drake's game, a lot to like about where it can go. But from that to, hey, I'm going to go to the NBA, it's kind of like, that is the decision that kind of surprises you there. But for me, it's also the timeline that we talked about. That surprises me too, because I kind of sit here like, I always wonder what takes so long to make a decision like that. I know there's a lot that goes into it, and I know there's a lot of evaluation and, you know, talking to teams and talking to agents and players that goes into making that decision. But the fact that it takes as long as it does for him to figure it out, and then all of a sudden it just kind of happens, and the decision that's made doesn't really seem like the one that a lot of people, if you were betting on it, would have gone with, or based on watching him his freshman year, would have thought was best for him moving forward. But again, I think all this illustrates just where we're at with college athletics right now. And I'm not saying Drake Powell might not go, like you just mentioned, and go make an NBA roster and go, if at the very minimum, be a decent player on a G League team. And maybe overall that is better for his development. I don't know. Only time will tell, AJ. Hindsight's 2020, and we'll know eventually. But it just, I said to you off camera, it almost feels like if the transfer portal doesn't exist, if this is 15, 20 years ago, it just feels like Drake Powell's back, and he's a very important piece for North Carolina next year, and that's the best thing for him because his game improves and he's even more of an integral player for North Carolina next season. But that is, I think, what we're trying to illustrate here is that's just the world, not the world we live in now. So when these things happen like that, it's hard to be surprised, but it's also hard not to be surprised at the same time.